Pretendies are scarce. Humanity bands together under the banner of the podcast known as
Trapped Under Blaster. Trapped Under Plastic, the podcast for sidetrackers, hobby slackers, Patreon backers, and tendy snackers. There's so much goodness in that one line.
Did you have your Christmas?
I had a Christmas.
Did you have a Christmas? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Wow. We don't need to get sad about that yet. What do we have in the... What do we have in the good stuff?
I don't even know. We didn't even... Did we do a sound clap even?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing that while you were talking about random stuff.
Okay. I don't pay attention to you when I'm talking.
Yeah. My brain is operating at 10 mile an hour right now. I'm a little bit in vacation mode right now.
Are you?
Yeah. How about you?
I have been, and this week I've been trying to like kickstart my heart, you know?
Okay. Your heart?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a song.
Whoops.
So I was trying to like kind of get going, and this week I did a bunch of writing for somebody's Kickstarter.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that felt good. Like I was like sat down, and I looked up, and 3 hours had passed.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, all right, now I'm going. But prior to that, it was real hard.
Okay.
I had like 2 days where I just sat there and stared at a computer
Just played
screen.
Magic Arena.
I haven't been playing that. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14.
Okay. Is that the latest and greatest?
Yeah, it's only been out for like 11 years. So I didn't know it had been out that long, but it just came out with a new expansion. So I started from the beginning, and I'm a fucking ninja. And my character's name is Ninja on Greyslayer. So if you ever want to meet up with a fucking ninja on Final Fantasy.
Wait, is it multiplayer?
It's an MMO.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. And
Yeah, dude.
And you do like dungeons and shit, and you get like random. It's this new way of doing MMOs now. Like you don't have to like find a group of people and go in the dungeon together. You don't have to actually have friends. Yeah, this fucking queue thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. It's a time efficient, but you just click a button, say I'm gonna go to this instance, and then like 4 other people are like, bloop, I do too, and you just show up together, and you're just like, hey guys. But I was doing one like a week and a half ago, and the guy's like, hey, are you any relation to the guy at the YouTube channel? I was like, well, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's
I mean, your fucking name is Ninja on Greyslayer. You kind of knew that was going to happen at some point.
I don't figure actually anybody that plays this video game actually has watched my YouTube stuff.
Yeah,
but I was
there's
like,
definitely no crossover in those two.
yeah, good point. But I just think of like the magnitude of the amount of people that have seen a video of mine that would recognize my name and that also play this and that also are on my server and then also get queued into this like 4-man dungeon team. I'm one of them. So 3 other people. It just felt like a very small percentage chance. So then I was like, yeah, that's me. He's like, cool. Well, that was the end of that.
Okay. I haven't been playing Final Fantasy. I've been playing The Witcher and Dota.
Ooh, which one?
3.
3.
Yes. I'm trying to get into it. I'm not particularly a person that's for story-driven single-player experiences.
Yeah, I am akin to that feeling.
Yeah,
but
so
that game does it probably as good or better than any.
Okay. What do you think about Skyrim compared to it?
Skyrim's story is terrible. Skyrim's terrible. Like Last of Us. You ever play Last of Us?
I have not. No.
That has got an amazing story. Like there are certain games that like it's about the story, but the gameplay is also good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Last of Us is a great example of that. But like actually like the Borderlands games, their stories are pretty fun because they don't take themselves seriously, but they're actually like especially Borderlands 2. Handsome Jack is the best villain in any video game ever. He's just hilarious.
Okay.
And so that story is good. But yeah, The Witcher, the thing with Witcher is you get into the side quest and then you get in the side quest story and you're like, oh, what's happening here? Ooh, this is an interesting story. Oh, whatever. And then you're like, oh shit, where was I? What's the main story about again?
I just want to hit shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got to talk to so many people before I can start hitting shit.
You do have to do a lot of talky talk.
So what I got to do in between each quest is I just ride around the countryside and I find bandit caps and I just slaughter them all.
Oh, yeah. So what kind of version? This is a podcast about random video games we play. Are you going like full melee? Or are you doing some alchemy? Are you doing some magic?
So my tech tree right now is mostly melee and a couple in the signs, whatever that tree is.
That's exactly how I built it.
Okay, yeah. I just want to run in, put on the fucking shield thing, fucking hit it bitches, and just be immune to all damage.
Yeah. I mean, that feels like the best way to go.
Yeah.
You get to a certain point where like just doing that is going to make it more difficult, but you'll have a couple signs and you're going to have to rely on your signs a little more.
Okay.
So I'm not going to, no spoilers.
No spoilers. Wait, what level are you in The Witcher 3?
I haven't, I played it when it first came out and I haven't played it since. So that was a long, long time ago. Okay. I made it like halfway through the game and then it kind of like fizzled out.
Okay.
It's because there's so much side shit to do.
Yes.
And I get distracted.
Yes.
And I forget what the story's about and I don't want to play the game anymore.
I'm like level 9 right now.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Is that pretty good?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. All right, my dogs are barking. This podcast is totally scuffed already, so who cares? Let's keep going. After Party spilled over into Spotify. Oh. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Fixed.
Yeah, so we found out via one of the wonderful goody peepees that the after party version of the episode from last episode was posted on Spotify.
Gonna have to fire our editor.
Yeah, whoever posted that has been taken out behind the woodshed. And he's like, hey, I just want you to know that. And I listened to the whole thing, and it was awesome. And I'm like, are you going to become a patron?
We got about 50 more episodes of that. where that came from.
So I messaged Scott. I'm like, Scott, this is like accidentally a great idea.
This is an opportunity.
Yeah, let's just leave it out there, man. Just leave it out there, and then we can talk about it, and then people can go listen to it, and they see that they love it, and then they join the Patreon. And he's like, I already took it down. I'm like, damn it.
Because someone DM'd me, and I was like, oh, shit. And whenever... I don't even think when that happened. I just kind of rush and fix it. But you are right. That would have been a good opportunity. Yeah. Maybe we'll do that at some point.
Yeah, at some point. Just watch and listen every episode and every location that is posted.
Maybe I'll make an accident. All right. You asked the question, do we need a pre-show pump-up song? I kind of feel like that's what our intro already is. It's a little shorty.
Okay.
Sounds like Exodus, kind of.
I was just reading what your next one was, and I'm very curious to hear about that. But all right, it's not that. All right, so I listen to Joe Rogan podcast, okay?
Yeah.
And, think of me what you will for doing that. I don't listen to every episode.
Should anyone think of you in any particular way because you listen to a podcast? Our audience is reasonable.
Yeah, be reasonable. I don't listen to everyone. I don't listen to the kooky ones. I listen typically when he's got...
only the good ones.
Typically ones where he has comedians on. Because I like the good, the fun stuff. I don't like the crazy stuff, but, the pseudoscience stuff. But anyway, they talked about, Joe Rogan mentioned in a recent episode of the podcast that he has a pump-up song. And what the pump-up song is not about when we're recording. It's what we listen to as we're like setting stuff up and we're just getting in the vibes or whatever. But it's not a heavy metal song. It's a feel good, get your energy up, feeling positive song.
X gonna give it to you. That kind of So like that or like Barracuda.
Yeah, like I can't remember what his was, but it was like a 70s rock song, like a feel good, high energy. Okay. Like a Steve Miller Band or something.
Okay.
So I was thinking, maybe we could get some recommendations. So
this is not my forte, this genre of music.
And the thing is this is why this is a very difficult thing, because it's not typically like a song that like is on a playlist or in your typical rotation, right?
Yeah.
It's a song that just like kind of like, make you feel good. Yeah. So I wanted the goody peepees to rack their brains. What's a good like positive, right? Because I want positive energy.
Yeah.
I don't want like until it sleeps, right? Because that's just gonna like make me feel. I want high energy. I want positive energy. I want happy feelings. I want to go into this.
Yes.
Once we hit record, I'm like, whoa, okay.
I mean, I feel like we're kind of already like that.
Yeah, we do that.
So what's gonna happen if we have a pump up song?
Yeah, it's gonna.
No one's gonna be able to.
My brain's gonna explode. But like I'm thinking longevity here, Scott, because we're at this point. We've been doing this for 7 years now.
Yeah.
At some point we're gonna lose our mojo.
Yeah, our mustard.
We need the spicy Dijon.
Yeah, we need a little layer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I was looking at recipes on how to do baby back ribs. And a lot of them they squirt that mustard on first.
Yeah,
get
layer
that
mustard. It helps the spices stick a little bit more,
and it like absorbs, gets that little bit of unctuous in there.
A little acid in there tenderizes the meat. It kind of needs it. Gets a little tough.
Yeah, I like how this has to do with the song.
Yeah.
So
video games, now food.
Yeah,
eventually we'll get to miniatures.
Food. Yeah, we'll get there. Don't worry. Yeah. Hang
on.
So goody peepees in the comments, or maybe start a thread on the Facebook page or something. what's like your feel good song? Got to be high energy. It's got to have, higher tempo. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's too mellow, I don't want to go into this being like, hey, we're gonna talk about a miniature hobby today.
We don't want that.
We don't want that.
I don't want that either.
No, nobody wants that. So get creative with it. No genre is off limits. Can we say it's got to have lyrics though?
Sure, yeah.
Because random house music. I mean, maybe random house music right here, like picking up stuff. We're at the new studio. We're like, that would be sweet too. That would be sweet too.
So fucking, I don't even know where that would come from. Oh my god, some house music. Okay, all right, moving on.
What is your
my sub note to this question? Do we need a pump up song? Is no. Okay. And then the second bullet point is John is the James Gunn of Tup. What I mean by that is, let me tell you why James Gunn is a shit director. He has so many ideas for movies, and he wants to jam pack every single one of them into a movie, and it just turns into a shit fest of a movie that has no direction, no worthwhile story or plot, and it's just like, look at all this crazy shit I fit into this movie. Okay?
Yeah, you need that mental editing.
You got to kill your darlings, John.
Oh, shit.
You got to kill your babies.
Oh, no.
Sometimes you got great ideas. Put them on a piece of paper. Not for this story.
Okay.
The next story, James Gunn.
Next story. Okay.
But nobody can do it.
You don't need 1,700 things. You need 17 things.
Yes, that are fucking built for this thing.
Yes. Okay.
All
right. I'll make a mental note of that. Meanwhile, give us a song.
Yeah. All right. My Preamble Ramble topic is Chinese grocers have hobby goods? Okay. There's a Chinese grocer nearby. It just opened up. We went in there. I went up and down the aisles. I was looking at all the weird stuff they got.
So much random shit in those places.
It's amazing. And I found Dettol, Dettol, which I thought was like a car brake fluid. Is it not? Okay, well, this thing, which was spelled the exact same way, is an antiseptic like soap liquid. And I was like, surely this is not the same thing as what people use to strip miniatures with in the UK.
Surely it can't be.
Surely. So I don't know. Let me know. It's not an antiseptic thing, right?
Yeah. Okay. It's definitely not an anti-Semitic thing. So that's good.
Did I say that?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I was like, should I buy this? Should I not buy this? Is it going to strip miniatures? I don't think it's going to, but it's just called the same thing.
It's got to be.
Okay.
What do they use it for?
I'm assuming it's a soap, like a Dawn dish soap.
Oh, yeah. So if you have like a restaurant and you're going to buy your stuff from the Asian grocery, because some of the stuff they have there is like bulk stuff or like local restaurants will buy from there.
Like you want to buy like 30 fucking pounds of white rice? Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, they get the good deal on the cilantro. That's the place to go.
Dude, all produce.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's gigantic. The ginger is out of this fucking world. It's the size of your face.
I know. And it's like 17 cents. Yeah, but you got to be careful though. And this is what I've learned from the Asian grocery store.
Okay, what have you learned?
You got to be a good sniffer because they'll have stuff in there because the whole place smells like dead fish.
Yes.
Let's just call a spade a spade.
It absolutely does.
And if you walk in and it doesn't smell like dead fish, leave because there's something wrong. Yeah. And this is a front for some illegal activity. It needs to you need to walk in there and be visibly smacked by a smell. Oh God. Yeah, that's it. So I always kind of question how fresh is some stuff if that's the way the fish smells.
Personally, I don't buy the seafood.
No, I'm not talking about seafood. I'm talking I've had stuff that I bought there. I bought a big thing of basil. And it was I used it that night and I took it out of the cellophane wrapper thing because they just cover everything in cellophane. And it was just slimy. Right away. So, smell, look around, smell. Be precarious a little bit about things. But it's the best. It's the best. We got one right next to my house. Nice. I go all the time. It burned down. They rebuilt it.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, I don't know how. It was like a giant fireball. This whole place is on fire. It took them a year. And those sons of bitches built it better than ever.
They're back.
The
smells.
They couldn't get rid of the smell.
All right. That's it for the Preamble Ramble.
I bought a mortar and pestle at one that I used for
the painting vid.
For the painting vid where I had to revive old mini paints.
Was it big?
It's a big stone one. It's 10 pounds. You could kill a dude with that thing.
Dude, I love those big ones. Oh, I hate it when they're too smooth on the
Yeah.
bottom because when you
A
crunch
little
it,
bit.
they just all the stuff just squeaks out. You know, you want it rough.
Yeah.
So you can really grind it.
Yeah, it's like a stone ground. It's like they didn't go in there with the smoother. They're just
No,
trying.
no,
someone with a chisel was like, ching, 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 ching.
Exactly.
I
dude.
love
Caveman style.
All right, good. Yeah. So go find some other good stuff.
All right.
There's got to be some other things.
I mean, there's probably a bunch of dried mushrooms that could be used as basing material.
Sure. I mean, they had teas. You can use like tea leaves
There you
in the
go.
tea packets are great for basing material, and it's gonna be cheaper there to buy the tea than in the grocery store.
Comment below what your favorite Chinese grocery item is for the hobby.
That sounds like a challenge. Like in today's video, all we can build with is stuff from the Asian grocery store.
I'm gonna do that now.
Okay.
I'm gonna paint with dude, they package everything. Okay. I found like cooked beef on a kebab in a packet, in like a sealed package.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Well, I'm gonna take this home.
I'll try it out.
Let's see what it tastes like.
Okay, anyways, moving on.
Next episode.
Painting them. Which ones have we done?
Wow. That was all over the place.
Yes, I finished painting Cleona Zeitengale. She is the 4th member of my planned Cursed City run-through. I've heard from many people that the game is bad, like even worse than Blackstone Fortress. And I felt like in Blackstone Fortress that game was a little bit easy because the NPCs, they're just dumb.
Yeah, they're
dumb.
just
And they just run at you and you just kill them. So unless there's like a lot of them, it seems kind of simple. Yeah. And so I did a little Google because I think someone mentioned this. It was either someone in the.
It was me.
Was it you?
Yeah,
it was John.
The community.
You said this?
Yeah.
Okay, John told me that someone in the community refreshed the rules, and so I did a little Google, and I found this guy. I think his name was something Cooper. I can't remember his first name. Brent Cooper, something with a B.
Is it hanging with Mr. Cooper?
No.
Okay.
He has a thing where he not rewrites, but he modifies the rules of several popular board games to make them more enjoyable. And he does it in a very lightweight way as to not add a ton of extra stuff that you got to buy and print out and things like that. And he has a version of Cursed City where he has like a whole fucking like extra rule book written for like what has changed. And so he has like a pretty intense rewrite of Cursed City. He has a bunch of extra cards, and I'm very excited to like take that fucking PDF to Kinko's and print it out in glossy like cardstock and have and they match the Cursed City set so well.
Visibly look like the same thing.
I know. And
so this isn't his first rodeo then.
No.
He knows what he's doing.
He has a Patreon dedicated to modifying board games to make them more enjoyable.
That's pretty sweet.
Yes.
My daughter and I played the first mission, and it's not short. It's fairly lengthy, but it felt like super easy mode. Like we just raffle stomped everything.
Okay.
Now I haven't fought a boss yet.
Okay.
So I can't say for certain there if there's a whole lot of difference there, but I think it's probably better to just go with the updated one.
Okay.
Because the other option is play the base, play this one, see what you think. But it's like, that's great in theory, but in reality, that requires you to have set up so much extra time to actually have gone through that process in playing. And as we all know, finding time to actually play is often fleeting.
Yeah.
And so
so just make the most.
take a shot, go with what you think's going to be the better version, and just roll with that.
Yeah.
You know.
So I want to have like a fun weekend, get the boys up here from Wisconsin, play some fucking Cursed City with an epic version of it. Got the 4 dudes painted, got to assemble the rest of the monsters. Kind of want to paint them too. But like a faster version.
Yeah. I just finished building mine this week in my lazy, like trying to not do actual work time. I just sat in front, watched YouTube videos, and I finished building all my Cursed City models. I felt pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can do that. You want to do that. I like how you use the names of the characters whenever we talk about them in the episodes, because if you didn't say the names of these, I would have never learned any name for any character in this game.
Right. What's the what else name? Dumbest name in the world. What's his name?
Leafiona McShivertrees.
Correct.
Okay.
What's the witch hunter's name?
Jorison Steak Chucker.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He's killing it right now. No, it's Quel'Thas the Exiled. It was someone with a Q. Q apostrophe something dumb. And then the fucking guy with the fancy man.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is. Some Junior the Third.
Junior the Third. Fancy Pants. Lord Oriel Van Elton the Third.
That's what it is.
It's pretty
It's
close
like
to that.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. And again, only reason that stuck in my brain is because you said it like 17 times at one point.
Yeah. Because I was
Glorio, isn't it?
Glorio Van Elton the Third.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was so close.
I painted it 17 times in a row before I finished on the podcast and said it every single one. So yes. And then Witch Hunter something Jelson something.
Yeah, he's very Swedish.
Yeah. Okay.
Jelson von Juschenparken.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, okay.
We just offended all of the Squid Marians out there.
Squid Crew. We didn't talk about that.
Calls them the Squiddies.
Squid Squad.
Squid Squad? No. Okay, hold on. We have to talk about that Marvel video.
Yeah.
Is that a news item? Should I put it in the news item?
Yeah. I meant to put it in the news item. I have this problem is I find new stuff and then I forget to put it in and then I forget about it. And luckily, some nice people, they kind of made it a regular habit where they message me news stuff. And they're like, hey, John, put this in news. I'm like, sweet. And then every time I go back to check news, I just go and see if they sent me anything recently.
Send us an email. There's a thing. News at trappedinnerplastic.com. Then you don't have to rely on him. Then you can also rely on my unreliability to not put it in.
Do both. And that raises our chances about 38%. That's going to get in.
All right, what did you paint?
Oh shit! Last time I was here recording, we did a stream a couple Fridays ago, and I did a Cursed City skeleton.
Okay.
Quick, so I painted that. Nice. That's the only thing I've painted in the last 2 weeks. But I did for my latest video. I built my Bits monster.
Nice.
So that was no painting. I first kind of thought when I was going to do that I was actually going to the video was going to be like building it and then painting it. And after like a day of building and not even being close to done, I'm like, I ain't painting this thing in this video. Dude, look at that thing. It's just a massive shit too. Like there's no way I can paint that to make it look decent.
It's a massive shit.
Yeah. It's a massive turd monster covered in bits. It kind of looks like a tyrannid snail. It's just got a big carapace of bits.
It gave me pirate vibes for some reason.
It is. Yeah, it's an under the sea kind of thing.
Okay.
I tried to go with that under the sea vibe because I use particularly any of the bits from the giant kits that is the Kraken Eater version.
Okay.
And it's all sorts of stuff that's under the sea stuff. And I was like, this thing, I want it to be kind of like a snail, right? Like it's this big giant demon under the sea, and it like slowly goes across, and just as it's sliding across everything under the sea looking for its next victim, it like collects stuff and it gets stuck on it.
Did you name it Gary?
No, I put the naming
Did you name it Sebastian?
Option. People could recommend names. And right now, I think the one I'm going to go with is Bubbles. Because that's funny.
All right. That's pretty good. Good job.
That's what I did. That's what you did.
What's your community called? The Ninja Knights? You call them the Ninjas?
No, we don't have a name.
Should you just call them the Ninjas?
Ninjas?
Let's call them the Johns.
The Johns. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they're like pimps.
The Johns. Oh, it's with an H. That's not me.
Oh,
no.
right.
The John is the guy that goes to visit the lady of the night and gets caught.
Oh,
by the police.
The police. Okay.
Yeah, he's a John.
Okay.
See?
Okay. Where'd you learn this? Goodfellas?
Law and Order, Special Victims Unit.
All right, topic for today, as it is December 31st right now, right?
Yes, as we speak, it is not yet 2022.
As of the recording, so we're going to talk about some hobby resolutions, but John had an interesting spin for us this time. John, take it away.
We don't think you care about our hobby resolutions. And quite frankly, we don't either. We did that before, where it's like, what are we going to do in the coming year?
We should look at those and see if we did them.
Oh, yeah, that would have been smart. If we would have been, we would have done any work, we probably would have done that. Somebody else, please watch the episode and tell us.
If we did what we said we'd do.
So this year, we decided to circle the wagons, right? We are going on Oregon Trail together. You know, Goody Peepees need to come with us down the Oregon Trail if we're going to make it out to the west.
We're all going to die.
Well, no, most of the Goody Peepees are going to die of dysentery and snake bites and ford in the river. But
we're not?
No. I hope not.
Okay.
Shoot,
good.
I haven't figured that into the equation yet.
Are we bringing them along to increase our chances of survival?
Yeah, because it's all a percentage chance. Someone's going to die today. We roll the D100. The more of them there are, the less chance the die is going to come up us.
All right, Goody Peepees, you're invited.
Okay. So because of that, we wanted to get the Goody Peepees involved this year. And so we did is I had good friend Joshy, Sexy Teeth Joshy.
Is that a new one?
He's from the last episode because Joshy has the fake teeth.
He does?
Yes.
Have I not seen them yet?
You've always seen them. You just maybe didn't know that they were fake teeth.
Okay.
So Joshy, he's an admin on the Facebook group. So I asked him kindly to make a post asking for all the goody PPs, New Year's resolutions, hobby style. Okay. We had a lot of responses. There was over 100. I think it was 115, something like that at last check. And I went through them last night. And
thank God you did.
and I went through and I earmarked some of the most common responses, as well as the ones that stood out to us. To me.
Yeah, you didn't consult me. I wouldn't have responded.
So we're gonna go through all of your hobby resolutions that you wrote on Facebook. And if you're not a member of Trapped Under Fast Facebook group, make sure you go visit that. There's actually some really worthwhile stuff. It used to be like 57% Tendy talk, and now it's down to like 27% Tendy talk. But the rest of it is hobby goodness and hobby
57
support.
to 27.
Yeah, we were going down in the Tendy talk.
Next it'll be 17.
Yeah,
and then 7.
We can't be gone forever. No. We need to have our own identity.
Yes,
this isn't like the Painters Motivating Painters Facebook group.
No, those are all serious.
Yeah, they're all serious, and Vince gives you actual feedback in a YouTube video once a month. Yeah. Screw that.
Yeah.
We're here to help each other and talk about Tendy. So we're going to go through these, and we're going to say your name too, suckers. And we're going to dissect what we think of these. Do we think it's a good thing? Do we think it's horse shit?
We're going to give CNC on.
We're going to CNC your responses to a Facebook post that you did. I said, Josh, make sure he notes that we're probably going to talk about this on the podcast. So you've been fair warned. Okay, you signed the non-disclosure.
As long as Josh did what you told him to do.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay.
If he didn't, I'm sorry.
Let's do this.
All right. Do you want to go first?
Sure, Josh is.
Because Josh put his own in. When he put the thing and he's like, he's going to kick it off, and he did one, and it was actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, Josh, what did you say you're going to do?
Host more paint nights. Did 1 at home, did 2 at home, and 1 at a friendly local game store, FLGS, recently. So he's done 3. He wants to do more. So more than 3.
Yeah.
It's reasonable.
He talked to me about this a couple times. The ones that he does at his home are like the people that he plays D&D with at the store, and they're all new painters or haven't painted before. And the one that he did at the store, it was through like the Whiz Kids paint and take set. They do these
more
sets.
Of an official thing.
Yeah, they do these sets, and he has the store order a bunch of people sign up for it. And it has all the paints, it has the mini, it has the brushes, everything in one box. Mm-hmm. And he said when he's done those, that they always get a minimum of 1 person that's never painted a mini before. And oftentimes it's 2 or 3. So to me, I think it's pretty freaking rad, right? You get people to kind of break through that barrier of where to begin or how to start, whatever. And getting other people involved. You meet new people, you get blabby blab. You know, only problem with this is that Josh thinks that he's the best painter in the room for these, which he probably is. Josh is an okay painter.
Josh, filling your own ego.
God. Why would you do that?
Fucking.
What do you think about that? You think that's a good New Year resolution?
I feel like I have to be political about my answer here, you know?
You say it was bullshit. We don't need any more painters.
No. I feel like, I don't know, I've been hearing a lot of shit about Omicron fucking up everything lately.
Oh, Omicron?
A lot of restaurants being closed. Like it's kind of resurging in a very 2020-esque way. Yeah. Not to concern you about a particular event that you and I are both invested in going to.
Oh, no. We're going to be good. We're going to be good.
Yeah, we'll just tell ourselves that.
We'll be good.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a whole year to do this, right? True, it's not like he's got to do it today.
No, you're right.
You know, so I think that's an important thing, staying safe and all that, you know. And also, Omicron's the best thing that's happened to COVID since COVID launched. So this is good.
I don't know what that means.
It means that it's an extremely mild variant that spreads really well, and that is how pandemics and what mass spread viruses, that's how they die.
They get weaker.
Yeah, you get weaker. Everyone gets it, and then it dies. Okay. So it's gonna take some time. I'm not saying it's not serious. I'm not saying don't take precautions. I definitely think you should. I'm just saying that this is not all gloom and doom, but many of the media will tell you just like, oh, it was 800,000 people got it. It's like, And they're 99.9999%. Didn't have anything wrong at all. So
John spreading that positivity.
Sorry. I'm trying to stay on the bright side of this.
He is. You are. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Pandemic barring, fantastic resolution.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a very loner hobby.
Stay safe. Yeah. And you can get involved with other people. I think that's a good thing.
I didn't mean to ruin your thing, Josh. I'm sorry. It's a great idea. We want to do it too. Dan's been talking to us about doing another KDM paint and take.
Yeah, baby. I'm down for that.
Sick.
I'm down.
And we could help Josh accomplish his own thing.
Yeah. Last time we did one, Josh came up for it.
He did.
Josh loves to paint with other people, apparently.
Yeah. Fucking loser.
God, Josh. Paint by yourself. Like a normal person.
Yeah, suffer by yourself.
All right, my next one is by Jeremy, a.k.a. Black Magic Craft, a.k.a. YouTuberino, BMC, Jeremy, the maker of things. Jeremy's goal of 2022 is to invent a new tendy sauce.
You already got one, Jeremy.
Jeremy, you have that Canada sauce.
You got that? Was it honey dill sauce?
Honey dill?
Is it?
He brought that down?
He gave us a jar.
Yeah.
Okay.
He came down.
He's
down. Like, I got this honey dill, right? And he's like, we're going to go to Cane's because we go to Cane's. He sneaks in his jar of honey dill, right? We get a couple of little clear little tubs, that they want you to put the ketchup in. He puts them in his pocket, goes back to their table. We sit down and we fucking empties the jar. And we were just eating Cane's, the honey dill, and no one was the wiser.
Dude, Manitoba special.
Oh, yeah.
Honey
special sauce.
Yeah, dude.
So I think if anybody has the ability, the know-how, the wisdom, the experience, being exposed to the wide breadth of sauces available in this world, it's Jeremy.
Jeremy is snack god.
Yeah, he's a sauce aficionado.
Yes.
Snackatron 5000. You've been preparing your whole life for this, Jeremy, and you didn't even know it.
That's what his Kickstarter is about. It's for fucking tendy sauce. All right, more on that later. Jeremy's got something he wants to announce. Andrew Clark, he wants to paint his first display piece. Cannot be used for army/gaming. Lots of folks saying competing for the first time.
Yeah, there was a thread of a lot of people saying they want to paint something for display, paint something for competition, paint something, not about for a game. I just want to paint it just for that reason.
Yeah, and okay, let me say something about that real quick. You do not need to have a competition lined up to paint a competition piece. It is a little bit riskier because you don't know the exact categories you're going to be competing in, but you can paint a model with the intent of entering it in something down the road, and a lot of people do that. Sam Lenz has so many things he's painted in his back pocket, so that when he shows up to a competition, he has fucking 7 things he's bringing along with him.
Yeah.
So don't let the excuse of, I don't know which one I'm going to participate in, stop you from accomplishing that. Just paint something really, really good with the intent to enter it in something down the road.
Yeah. I think also that allows you to not be influenced by what categories would stuff fit into, because sometimes that will affect your decision and you'll not paint the thing that excites you the most because you feel like you need to do a thing to make it fit.
Nice.
I think that as long as there's some kind of tried and true ones, right? If you're going to go for a Golden Demon, obviously it needs to be Games Workshop.
That's true.
But, most places have a bust category or a large scale category or a diorama category or a single sci-fi, single fantasy or, a duel, that kind of stuff. There's some kind of tried and true ones if you paint something. Basically, if you paint something really well and it's a miniature, as best you can, you'll be able to find a competition. And in fact, I think that's probably a better way to go about it because you're not under the pressure of the deadline to get it done. You're just like, I'm just working on this. And even if I don't get 100% done, I find out that ReaperCon's coming up, DragonCon's coming up. I'm going to finish that one now. So you don't have to do it from start under the gun. So
I have a painting competition for you that I'm going to tell you later in the news section. So be on the lookout for that.
Oh, painting competition. Robert Hill says, no new minis. His New Year's resolution is to not buy any new miniatures, and he was not the only one that said this kind of thing. That's paint. A lot of people said paint more than I buy and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he had an asterisk. If he's drunk, he can buy old 90s lead crack on eBay.
Absolutely.
That is okay. I like how you gave that little stipulation.
I'm all for buying old school pewter vampire count models on eBay. I do it too much.
Yes. Yes.
I have many that I do absolutely nothing with.
Solid, Robert. Solid. I wish you luck in the buy no more new minis endeavor. That is one I will never have.
I kind of like that idea. I do like the idea of not owning any extra miniatures. Although I will say it is very convenient to own extra miniatures when making YouTube videos.
Yes.
If you want to talk about a certain thing, you can show a demonstration of a certain thing. It's very helpful to have all that stuff on hand for video purposes.
And like streaming too. Like if you're going to stream and you're just like, oh, what am I in the mood for? Right. It's not something you like plan out, months in advance. It's like, okay, what do I have on my table?
Right.
What's something I wanted to get around to? Bam. I got it. So I think that's valuable.
Doesn't need to be black and white though. I could have less unpainted miniatures.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
And I'm working on it. I'm giving away a lot. Okay.
Yeah. The masses of miniatures can go. Having this cultivated select group, small shelf
a
of
bunch
yet
of
to be
Spira Mirabilis busts.
Oh baby.
Yeah. All right. I don't know how many you are. Do I have to move through these pretty fast?
There's quite a few. If we don't get to them all, we don't get to them all. I think we're going at a medium pace. We're fine.
Great. Billy Verts has a goal here to finish the Dominion box with his son, probably.
Not the son.
They can play. Amazing. I love that idea so much. Wait, is this my turn? This is my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
I love that idea so much. I don't have a kid, but man, if I did, that'd be the first thing I'd want to do with them is to play miniature war games and board games. That'd be so much fun. I'd love that.
Yeah, and part of that, Billy was talking about the painting and getting to the painting with his son, and then they're painting and playing and kind of get that son full-fledged addicted to this stuff. And so I thought that was awesome. Whether it's your significant other or child or your roommate or whomever, doing that thing together and then getting to the actual playing and stuff. Yeah. I think that was a really cool one.
Whenever I read things like that, that's the only time that I wish that the majority of my content was safe for kids. Yeah. Just that I could be servicing that specific situation because I love it so much.
It's not safe. There's way too many open vials and Dettol and sharp instruments.
I mean more like swearing and stuff, but that too.
Sure. Paul Beardmore.
More beard.
Yeah, he can't have any more. He's got Beardmore. He can't have any more beard. Paul, I sure hope you can grow a beard with a name like that. Paul says, I want to make RL friends that are into the hobby and attend a convention and or painting class in person. Paul needs friends, everybody, and we're here to help.
Paul, put your contact information down below. We'll get you some friends.
He put in his post that he's in the UK. UK is not that big.
No, it isn't.
So just Google Paul Beardmore UK.
I'm sure there's only one.
And find where he lives and show up at his house and be like,
You wanted this.
You asked for this. I'm your friend now. Where's your Rhinox hide?
That used to be a thing. When I was very early on in playing Guild Ball and games, you could go on a subreddit. I can't remember which one it was, but you could look for games and be like, hey, this is where I'm at. I think when I was trying to find people to play a campaign of Age of Sigmar Skirmish with or something.
Yeah.
Path to Glory. I think it was Path to Glory.
Yeah, Path to Glory.
I found some randos in the Twin Cities to play with on the subreddit. So that's definitely a thing, finding hobby friends on the internet.
They still have the bulletin board at the source when you first go in.
Yeah.
And you can check the bulletin board. That's how it used to be back in my day. You go to the game store and you say, D&D group, looking for one player. Can't be too smelly. Call Jim. And you call Jim.
You got a bunch of little tear-off things at the bottom?
Yeah, little tear-off things.
Absolutely.
Lost dog here, D&D group here. Make sure you pick the right tear-off thing and don't get them mixed up in your pockets on the way home.
Yeah, because you make a very, very sad dog owner. Yeah. Even sadder if you called and we're like, do you have Ron Oxhide? No.
All right. Why do you need a dog? I signed up to play a ranger, okay?
I found you a dog. I can come with a dog.
Yeah, I can have a dog pet. Who are you? Have you seen Bubbles?
He's gray, very pointy.
He scoots along the ocean floor,
collecting bits. Chris,
I think he's some kind of terrier, really. We got him at the pound.
He's definitely a mutt.
He's a mixed breed. He's got a long tongue with pokey things at the end of it.
Australia got it on minis one time. And then bubbles existed.
Recording bubbles, but I haven't seen them in a week.
What the fuck?
We drowned the pond. Look.
I like how we turned.
What did you say? Did you say drowned in the pond?
Trout. I think that's the term.
Oh, okay.
Where it's probably not the term. Where when someone dies in the water and you got to bring out the nets and you like.
Oh, we gotta pull him in.
Trowel.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, I like how he turned into the guys from Monty Python when they play women.
yeah, definitely.
I haven't seen bubbles in a week.
All right, Chris Franz, bring us back to earth. Paint more minis. One night per week. Focus on a specific area or areas to improve on. This is the most common response. Folks wanting a consistent sketch.
Paint more minis was the most common response. Not that people said paint more minis. He's the only one that said that because most people aren't lame. But
whoa!
But this was the common
friends.
thing, was to set up a consistent schedule to paint.
Okay.
I didn't realize, and probably I should have, that a lot of people in this hobby don't do it regularly.
Yeah, I get that.
It's like you go in spurts.
Yeah, I spur all over my mouse.
I can't say the word spurt
No, you can't?
and not have Scott make a dumbass joke.
Okay, says the king of dumbass jokes, sitting right across from me.
See, the irony
This is bullshit.
yeah. See, the irony is that
This guy farts and brings it up.
that's why it's funny.
He had a snot string that attached to the microphone and he brought it up in an audio format where no one had to know. And he's giving me shit right now.
That's called comedy, Scott. I bring it up because the irony of the situation.
Okay.
See, it's funny.
All right, yeah,
It's funny.
That was funny.
Okay, so some people was 3 days a week, some people was once a week, some people was every day, but it was getting a consistent schedule. And this is a great hobby resolution because oftentimes the hobby resolution or regular New Year's resolutions are around like, oh, get in shape, work out every day, don't eat more pizza with ranch on it, and those require, just like this, developing a routine, and it's routine is what makes us human. Once we get something in a routine, it suddenly is not difficult anymore because we've realized this is just how we do it, and we don't second guess and overthink and then overanalyze and then don't actually do the thing. You just like, oh, I'm just going to go do this thing now. And so if you make that, it's Thursday night. It's mini painting night. Not washing the dishes tonight, honey. It's mini painting night.
Don't go to the gym.
Paint more minis.
Paint more minis.
So I thought that was a great one as a common response. And I think, to me, probably the most worthwhile one of all of these is to develop a routine to paint more. I think that's, if you don't have that in your life right now, that's what you should be doing.
That's goal number one.
Goal number one. I'm not saying every night. It's, once a week. I think once a week's got to be a minimum.
Sure.
It could be once a week for 20 minutes, but you got to start somewhere. Okay. It's not a routine if it's like once a month. That's not a routine. Okay, what do we got next?
That's you, Matt Bishop.
Matt Bishop takes your rook. Save up for a proper airbrush and compressor. Okay. Why I put this one down? Because this is financially sound, Matt. Because Matt said save up for. It wasn't buy a thing and use the thing.
That's kind of what it feels like, though.
No, he's saving up for. He's not saying buy an airbrush and a compressor. It's to save up for an airbrush and compressor. So I'm going to give you two versions of the multiverse where Matt Bishop lives.
I fucking hate the multiverse.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. In this first one, Matt Bishop saves up his pennies. He figures out which airbrush is the one he wants. It's going to be the most useful. It's the most cost effective. It's something he's going to be able to use for a while. And he finds an airbrush compressor. Saves up. Takes him 3 months to do that. Saves his pennies a little bit after each paycheck. Matt buys that airbrush and compressor. Bizarro world, Matt. He says, I think I'm supposed to have an airbrush and a compressor to get better at mini painting. Pulls out his credit card. Orders one on Amazon. Comes the next day. In which universe is Matt set himself up for success to become a good airbrusher?
And both are the same for that question.
No, they are absolutely not. Because regular world Matt that saved up his money had thought it through. He made it a priority. He put money aside. He is developed in himself that this is something that he is going to commit to because he has established that internally.
Preach, John.
So when he actually gets it, he is that much more connected to use it. How many times do we buy an app for $5 on our phone, or we go and just grab a thing off the shelf because it's like, ooh, that's nice and shiny and new, and we don't use it because we are not mentally and emotionally connected and see how this thing can really help us. And because we don't have that connection, you're that much easier to just drop it or just not commit to it. So him saying he's saving up for Matt Bishop Takes Rook, he is going to be the world's greatest jet brusher.
Okay.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Wow. I feel inspired to save up for something.
Yeah, be anything.
I don't know what.
A new car.
Okay.
My Honda's going to die.
No, it isn't. It is very nice. Don't make fun of my Honda.
All the fabric have ripped off the doors. You like open the door and there's like a flag waving. It's like,
I just need a little extra
duct tape.
Yeah, it's fine. The engine's great. Ronin Eels sounds very UK-ish. Ronin. Maybe not. I don't fucking know. We're definitely not going to guess where people are from. Let's not start that. Introduce one new person to mini painting. Foster a semi-regular hobby hangout. Also, paint more minis than I buy.
Yeah. Paint more minis than I buy was a common one.
This is a nice little hybrid one. Cool. Introduce a person. Love that. Spreading the hobby love. A little semi-regular hangout with that person. That's fun too.
You should hook up with Paul Beardmore, who's looking for RL friends.
There you go.
Look at this. We are proper matchmaking.
Yeah. Now okay, here's what I'm thinking. I've always wanted to paint the same model with someone, following like a video guide or a PDF guide, and we could just like paint it and then like compare notes side by side. I've always wanted to do that.
Oh, be like, oh, how are you? Like, how are you? Oh, they're doing the shoulder pad now. Like, oh, I'm struggling with this. And like, yeah, you get like real time. I like that.
I like it too.
Yeah, we should do a video on that.
Let's do it. What do you want to paint? See, I wanted to, let's pick someone right now.
Yes.
Who do you want to paint like? Ben comments.
David Caldwell.
Okay, that's
or
fine. They need to have a step-by-step thing.
Marc Masclon.
Does he have a thing?
I think he might have a thing.
He might. I know he had a thing on Volomir's website, which is just called volomir.com, but it wasn't super specific. How specific do you want to get?
Yeah, it kind of be got step by step.
Kind of has to be.
Yeah, I think so.
So maybe someone with like a Patreon,
a little copy pasta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can find. There's a lot of good people. We could do Richard Gray.
There's not though.
Richard Gray's a good one.
You want to do some crazy free?
Yeah. Ooh, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I mean, that actually would be an interesting thing because that's an aspect of like doing it real time and trying to like
something that neither of us are very good at either
or experienced with.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's good. All right, look at this. We're being productive today. All right, next one is from Frater de la Chem.
Nope.
Okay. Frater says, Frater says, paint my first bust.
Nice.
Watching John inspires me. I don't know why John put this comment up. Feels kind of.
Why did you have to include that part?
I mean, it felt like
it felt relevant.
Key to the resolution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I painted busts. What the fuck, Frater? De la Chem?
If that is your real name.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think painting a bust is a great example of painting a thing that you've not painted that kind of a thing before.
Yes, yes.
It could be a totally different kind of model, it could be a different scale, it could be whatever. I came across this thing last night. Oliver Spaeth has painted this guy's work before. He's a sculptor, and they're slightly bigger scale. The one that Oliver Spaeth has painted, I'll see if I can find the website. But it's called a wall plaque, and it's like this weird like gnarled tree man thing. It's like a goat face kind of. I'm sure you've seen the picture or whatever. But I came across this guy's website, and his stuff is awesome. And he recently brought out this new bust, which is like a crazy kind of a minotaur, but not exactly, but it's just beautifully sculpted. But the size of this thing is like bigger than your hand. and it's just like from the collarbones up, and then she's got these awesome horns. It's not like a war fighty kind of thing. It's just kind of like a beautiful artistic sculpt.
Gotcha.
With a slight, the fantasy twist to it, but it's big.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I was like, that's really cool. I don't even know. I just need to buy a bigger brush. I don't know.
Okay. We had a sponsor that was making something in a Kickstarter campaign called Headhunters or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Trophies, something like that.
Yeah, that they were trophies, and they were like,
Same company?
no, it wasn't the same company.
Okay, different company. Yes. I like the resolution, painting new things. Also, my resolution this year is to be inspired by John.
Put that on your list.
Brian Kurz, learn to properly photograph my minis and set up an online display gallery so family can see what I do with my little men. Is this inspired at all by what Squarespace had? Is your aunt's name Amy? For the record, my real aunt's name is Amy. I've definitely said Gladys at one point, but my real aunt's name is Amy. Anyways, this is great. I have a 7 or 6 video long playlist about how to photograph miniatures. Check it out. There's some helpful information there. We'll have a link below.
Yeah, I think the photographing and like setting up your own like place, whether it's through Instagram or your own website or something, I just thought that was cool and it was unique. And I was like, that's a great way to kind of set in stone the work that you've done. It's not always about the next work, right? A lot of times we get to what am I going to do next? What am I going to get better at next? What am I blah, blah, blah next? But like to sit, soak in, appreciate, show your growth, show what you've accomplished. I think that's pretty cool. Hefe Henkel says, organize my painting workspace and get my spouse to paint with me. There's quite a few people that talked about getting organized. You guys like live in a trough or something? What are you doing? This is freaking paint and brushes. This isn't like uncured cement in like giant tubs in your basement. Like, how messy is it?
I think getting into organizing can sometimes be a little bit of a distraction from actually doing the thing, depending on how hardcore you get into it. Because there's a lot of stuff you could buy. Yeah. There's a lot of fun tools you can get to have all your paints organized and nice and pretty. But yeah, I would say do it to the point where it takes you a day, no more than a day of organizing, and then get right into the painting. I
think maybe what Hefe's talking about here is the initial organizing. Like when you set up your drawers, right? So they're optimized and everything's got its own place and its own little compartment, and the things on the wall, the paints on the wall are all set up. I think that is good because you're more efficient with your time in the future. Therefore, your actual cleanup steps in the future should be fast. Every time, I know you do this too, every time I'm done with the video or done with the project, I clean everything up.
Yes.
While I'm working on a project, I'm not cleaning ever. I'm working on the project.
Yes.
And it should not take me too long to put everything away because I know where it goes. Everything has a home. So I think the setting up a home for everything on the front end is a great thing. And you can take more time to doing that. But you also need to remind yourself that like after this, it shouldn't take me long. I shouldn't be faffing a boot instead of painting. It's just like, in 30 minutes or less, I should be able to, in the worst it'll look, I can get it done because everything has a home.
Okay. Great advice.
So take that and smoke it, Hefe.
I think it's probably Jefe because
Jefe.
I would assume it's not Hefe because he seems Swedish,
Hinkle.
Danish. It's probably a Y sound. Jefe.
I thought we weren't doing
this. Oh fuck.
Yep.
All right, are you next or what? Denny Franks?
You're up, Denny Franks. I just did the last one.
All right, paint my final Blood Bowl teams to complete the entire range. What the fuck? Yeah. Currently have 25 teams painted and full 3D printed gaming table painted. That's amazing.
I wanted to include Denny because fucking Denny's a champion over here.
Yes.
He's going to do the whole thing.
That's what I want from every single game.
I want to paint them all.
I want a Denny. Do you want to be the very best?
Like no one ever was. So yeah, I could not include Denny because Denny was obviously putting this comment down, like flexing at his table. He was like, 25 teams. No, that's pretty awesome.
That's amazing.
That means that Denny's got commitment.
Yeah.
Right? We can all strive
To be more like Denny.
to eat at Denny's.
That's what I've learned.
Yes. Get that breakfast platter. You want both the flapjacks and the sausage patties.
Costs $10. Comes with 4 people's worth of food.
Yeah.
Easily.
Be Denny's.
Yes.
Also be Denny.
His name is Frank.
Oh, does he get hot dogs at Denny's?
He's got hot dogs at the end too.
Oh.
This is working out way better.
This is great.
Yes. Fucking Matt Evans.
Matt Evans is up next. Matt Evans, his 2022 New Year's resolution is eat more tendies. And I gotta say,
Respect.
that's a great resolution. And I think one that we can all agree is achievable.
Can we talk about Canes for a little bit here?
Okay.
There is some fucking Canes dissent in the comment section, in the Facebook, and I'm here to put that all to rest right now.
What?
No. Some of our followers don't like Canes. They say it's not that great. They say I had it and I wasn't impressed.
Wow.
Let me tell you something real quick. Canes haters. Caterers.
You caters.
Some Canes don't do it as good as other Canes. I realize this.
Yeah.
The one we go to on Lexington, I would say is a solid 3 out of 5.
Yep.
I went to a different one recently, and it was amazing. It was in the car for longer in transit and was still crispier.
Wow.
So they're doing something right.
Not
all Canes are created equal.
right. Yeah, I think you need to experience multiple Canes in multiple real life situations.
Yes.
Of
Several states.
eating in your car, taking it home, eating it on a park bench.
Yeah. Yep.
Eating it with Hefe
And Yeffe.
and Denny Franks.
Yes.
If you do all these things and you have a well-rounded understanding,
And you still don't like it, you're getting banned from the Facebook group.
I am 100% sure. I have no information to back this up. There's
How many times have you said that in this podcast?
a couple. They're not the best tendies in the planet.
Yeah.
They're the best like chain tendies
Yeah.
that I have ever put in my mouth.
I agree. Yeah. Best chain tendies, not best tendies.
Not best tendies. But hey, like what we need to probably do is you need to have a pinned message on the Facebook group of the best tendies, because this could be local joints included, like each major city in the world.
So then when we go,
Anybody that's a goody peepee is like, hey, I'm going to Lexington, Kentucky. What's the best tendies? Boom.
this one.
Jim Bob Kelly says, go to Road Shack United. It's off Highway 63.
All right. That's going to be added now to Facebook group. Mini painting resource and a tendy resource.
Yeah.
All because of Matt Evans.
Yeah. It's like, we're coming for you, Google. Google Eats. You can't recommend better than us.
But we're just giving the info to Facebook then.
Yeah. That's
We need to make a website all about Tendy Rex.
Yeah, tendyrex.com.
Yeah. T-Rex.
T-Rex.
All right, Clifford Whitmire. You want to paint as many consecutive days as I can. Attend Adepticon and take a painting class. Excellent.
Yeah.
I think maybe you should make it more specific. Say paint for 30 days in a row, 50 days in a row. Have a goal, hit that goal. See if you can get even further than it. But yeah, have a specific number you're shooting for.
I think that too. I think when it's the goal is indefinite, I think it's a lot easier to be easy on yourself and be like, well, there wasn't an actual number. It looks like I made it 6 days. You know,
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try again later. But if you have something you can set your sights on, you set that infrared scope. You're zoomed in 5x. You see somebody jumping across your screen, doing the side strafe jump.
You do a 360, scope, boop, dead.
Just pop them in the head. Boom, 30 days done. Boom, headshot.
Modern Warfare style.
I can dance all day. No one's going to get that reference. If anyone gets that reference, I'll buy you tendies.
We're fighting against people with access to the internet here.
Yeah, that's true. You can just Google it. But anyone that actually knows that, That's so niche. Canada Internet 2001.
Are you stroking yourself right now? Are you stroking
no,
your reference game?
Me and my roommate in college were into really weird video game videos on the internet in that era. Anyway.
That was so niche. Anyone gets that
It's not good. No, I'm not stroking my ego because it's bad. It's really bad.
Okay.
People shouldn't know what that is. Okay. All right. So, Cliff, and also attending a paint class in person, I think is a cool one. And then you can decide, I want to put something out here, and this might be a dissenting opinion. Don't assume that if you're going to go pay for a painting class in person, that it's going to be good. They're not all good. It doesn't mean people are bad painters. Doesn't mean they're bad teachers. Sometimes there's just a lot of stars that align that you're going to walk away from that being like,
that didn't meet my expectations.
Yeah. So what you can do about this is I still think you should experience it. First of all, if Scott and I are coming to your town, you need to fucking
It's going to meet your expectations.
Yeah. It's going to exceed them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tenfold and a side of fries.
We have a tendy cannon. Come on.
Yeah, we have tendy cannon. Into the crowd. All you got to do is open your mouth. You're like, I've been painting for 8 hours straight. I'm so hungry. And you're like, open your mouth.
They come out hot and crispy because there's a deep fryer in the tendy cannon.
Yeah.
So it also shoots fucking burning hot oil.
We haven't figured out the engineering on that aspect yet. However, we're working on it.
You want your face melted?
Yeah, instead of like a giant clip that feeds the ammo in, it's just an air fryer. It's like attach it to the bottom. Maybe that's the keys. Air fryer.
Air fryer.
They're not gonna be as good though as deep fryer. Yeah. Okay. What do you want? You want less good tendy air fryer cannon gun, or you want best possible crispy cannon with a backsplash of scalding oil?
Yeah. 3rd-degree burns in your face.
Yeah. It's really a.
Let us know. We'll have a poll down in the comment section.
It's a 50-51. Okay. Next one is from Jake Daniel, aka. Excuse me, not Jake Daniel. Jason Daniel, aka Jake Dog. Okay. I'm gonna tell you a little story about Jason Daniel. Jason Daniel has the cutest dog in the face of the earth. It is some kind of a mastiff. I think it's a bull mastiff. He's white. He's got a pink face. He's pretty fucking cute. And the dog's name is Jake Dog. Okay. D-O-G-G.
The dog's name is Jake Dog.
Yeah. Jake Dog. Jake Dog has his own YouTube account. He has his own Facebook account. He has his own Instagram account. And he posts. And he replies to your stuff. Jason doesn't do it. Jake Dog does it.
Okay.
That's really the story.
Oh.
And Jake Dog's hilarious, the things that he says.
Oh, are they hilarious?
Yeah, they're hilarious.
Do we have an example?
It's mostly okay. It's like orc speak, where it's broken English.
Is it in a British accent?
Funny tenses. And it's funny because the picture is the dog's head, and the dog's laying on its back, and all its skin is like pulled back. So it kind of looks like halfway cute as hell dog, and kind of like a melted alien. And so you look at this big funny dog face, and then you read it. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Anyway,
I believe it.
Jason wrote this one, not Jake Dog. I think Jake Dog is also in the Trap Inner Plastic group.
Does Jake Dog have a New Year's resolution?
We should ask. So, Jason, if you're listening to this, ask Jake what's his New Year's resolution. Okay. Jason he wants to have a 2,000-point army painted and play a game with it.
Nice concrete goal.
Yes. I think that's an awesome one. It's like, I want to play a game with my cool toys. My goal is to play a game with them, and they're all painted. I think that's achievable, certainly within a year. There are people on the internet that have made awesome videos about how to do that. I don't know any of these people personally.
Neither of them are sitting right here.
Yeah, but other people. Mostly Vince.
Talon Jansen, or Jansen.
What a great name.
New painter, 2019. Want to be better at the end of the year than when I started. How do you define that, Talon? What makes you a better painter? Are you going to paint one miniature at the beginning of the year and then paint the exact same one at the end of the year and do a little comparison, maybe?
That's good.
Maybe do like a 10-hour paint job on a model at the beginning and the end, same one, see if you got better.
I like that. And you can do that. You don't have to like buy 2 of the same model, whatever. You probably, if you play a game, there's a unit, you know what I'm saying? There's like 5 Space Marines. Paint one tomorrow. paint another one in December.
Yeah. Heck, I'm going to do that for a video. Screw you, Talon. This is my idea.
So this is the meme from the Tom Hanks movie. I'm the captain now.
Yes. yes.
That's good. I like this. I like that. You asked for specifics. I kind of like that he didn't have specifics. I think that it's cool to be like, I'm going to keep painting, because it implies I'm going to keep painting. I'm just going to try to get better and let it happen naturally. And I think that's a fine way to go about it. The key with that way is consistency, going back to a routine. If you're painting consistently, Talon, you will be so much better by the end of 2022 than you are at the beginning, because you made it a habit and things will progress naturally. You don't have to stress over, you don't have to be like, this specific technique I need to get better at. Like, let it flow, man. Go with the juices.
Go with the juices.
Spurt the juices. Okay.
We'll be right back after this commercial break. Rostero!
I think this podcast doesn't do enough awkward pauses.
No.
I think today we just kind of telepathically, we realized that.
There's the beauty in awkward silences.
Yeah. Like just the faint sounds like,
oh God. Jesus Christ.
Okay, the next one is Mark Villa Versella, which is probably pronounced Mark Villa Versella.
Or Vercella.
Vercella.
Oh, it's two C's, then it's a ch sound, right?
I don't know.
Okay, anyways.
I don't. Somebody that's from Italian heritage, please let me know. I assume that's Italian.
It seems Italian.
Okay. Mark says, start painting more with colors I enjoy rather than using colors that feel boring because they're supposed to fit the paint scheme.
Nice.
I had a little bit of like, oh shit moment when I read this. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, how many times have you painted a model? You're like, I need a different gray brown here, and I need like a different desaturated gray blue here, because that's what pouches and boots and belts and bullshit needs to all be painted like. It feels like 40% of your model is like you're using colors that are kind of autopilot bland colors.
I don't mind that because it makes the model look good.
Yeah, you're right. I think that there's probably a point where it's like, but the main colors, I want to use the colors that I want to do, not because this is like a 1876 French dude that this is the way his uniform looked. Like, fuck it, it's magenta. Paul, you're going to war wearing magenta now.
I agree. You should use more fun colors. I feel like I do. I feel like I'm not pulling my color punches very much.
No, you hot pink it.
I do.
You hot pink it and stink it.
For better or for worse.
Stink it and the pink it.
Mostly for worse.
Mostly worse.
That was not okay.
What? What's not?
Nothing. Miranda Lynn. Actively make time for the hobby. It's difficult after feeling burnt out from the workday. All right, Miranda. I hear you.
I like this one. I like
this one.
I like Miranda's comment here because she's a realist.
Okay.
You know, she's like, work sucks. It's long days. It's hard. It's a lot of hours. And I love this hobby, but it's hard to get going in it. It's hard to like make the time in the evenings and stuff. And the kids are better, whatever your real life situation is.
Gotcha.
But I think having that mental approach of, I understand the reality of my world. I know I'm going to come home exhausted or whatever. But this hobby, for most of us, for most of the time that we're painting, is a good stress reliever, and it does build like endorphins, the feel good stuff. Like it's a good thing. So don't look at it as it's an extra thing I have to do after a long work day or a long work week. But it's a thing that's going to kind of help me get through it. It's going to help me rejuvenate me. It's going to put me in a better mood. It's going to give me something fun to look forward to. Like I think she's on to something here, and I just want to give that positive spin and say, you could do it, Miranda.
Hell yeah, Miranda.
You got this. We're going to check back in 6 months. We're going to show up at your door. Be like, Miranda, let me see the painted minis, Miranda.
Miranda, your last name is the same name as my mom. I feel a connection here.
Her last name. Maybe that's not her last name. Maybe that's a lot of times people don't put their last name on the internet.
Whatever John put in here, whatever that name is, that's the same name as my mom's name.
That's great, Scott.
Yeah,
that's great.
Mommy?
Scott, I hear they're making a sequel to Simple Jack. It's called Simple Jack 2. You should audition for it.
I don't get it.
Okay. You're up next, I think.
Cassidy Wayland. Not my mom's name. Actually finish pieces instead of getting them 50 to 70% and moving on to the next one. I like that. I think every goal should be concrete, and that is concrete.
Well, she didn't say 57%. That's not concrete enough.
Right. Strangely, it uses the same numbers, though. I think this is a great one. Is there some amount of this goal that's you going back to things you haven't finished and finishing them, or is it just models from here on out? I'm just curious. That's not, you don't need to define that. I'm just curious myself.
Yeah, this is a weird. It's not weird. It's foreign to my brain.
Why?
That's because I don't do that. Like,
you have no in-progress paint jobs.
The only in-progress paint job that I have is my Golden Demon piece.
Okay.
Because I physically can't finish. If I was like, oh, I'm taking a month off and doing nothing and just working on that, I wouldn't finish. I wouldn't stop till I'm done. But typically, like, if I'm going to do it, I need it done. That's just people's brains work differently. It bugs me if it's not completed.
I have quite a few.
Because like they become little gremlins in the back of my brain that just sit there. Like, they're allowed to live in my mind as long as they're not done, and it just creates baggage on me mentally. I can't handle that. You are a stronger person than me, Cassidy. So I think that that's a really good goal, though, because I think you get that last 30%. When you get through that, like, that's the good stuff. Like, that's where it really feels like I'm really pulling this off. This is really looking good. And then you get this awesome feeling of it's done.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're not giving yourself that. I'm not going to do it. The satisfaction of finishing it, you're starving yourself of that.
Yeah, you're taking out the best part of the paint job. The best feel-good part.
Happy ending. Okay, I said it. I was not going to say it, and I said it. Okay.
That was fine.
Yeah. You need to give yourself the happy ending. This is the last one.
You did it twice. You did it twice.
Yeah, because I can't stop.
I can't stop, won't stop.
Okay. I'm the last one. This is the last one. We made it through the whole list. Holy buckets. Robin Cole says, just do it.
Nike.
And what she really meant, or what they really meant was put paint on Mini.
Oh, God.
Because that's
why I say
is a beautiful phrase that we should all use daily and should be trademarked so I get a nickel every time you say it. Also, Robin says, no more analysis paralysis and worrying about doing it right. It should be fun. That should matter more than perfection. This was a wise comment.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Just paint the goddamn Mini. Don't worry about making it perfect. Don't worry about either of these decisions. There's a right decision and a wrong decision. Guess what? There isn't. Just do it. You'll have more fun with it. You'll have less stress with it. You'll get more Minis painted, and you'll get better because you're just going to be painting instead of going, if this one was a gray-blue belt and the other one was a gray-black belt, which belt is the better belt for the other belts?
Yes.
That kind of belt bullshit. I can live with bubbles in the sea, okay? Bury that deep down inside.
To use another very popular John phrase, you only got a certain number of Minis to paint in your life. Do you really want 99% of them to be Space Marines?
Ouch.
Well, that was an add-on. I don't think you said that.
I didn't say that.
That's my twist.
Don't
Do
associate
you?
me.
Do you really want that? I don't want that. And I'm sure Robin doesn't either.
No. Robin
This is turning into fucking Space Marine hate. I'm sorry.
wants the Minis to be painted and to be fun. Because that's it too. You got so many models in your clip. I just picture a gun. The clip is filled with miniatures, and every time you shoot, it's like
Painted miniature.
Yeah, you got so many models in your clip. Okay, each time you pull the trigger, you want it to feel good. You don't want it to be stressful.
Yeah.
You want that gun pointed at a bad guy before you pull the trigger. You don't want it pointed at your own dog. That's stressful.
What the fuck?
I'm creating an analogy that we can all relate to.
What? Your dog being under threat?
Yeah, you don't want that. That's stressful.
Okay.
But if it's a bad guy in a James Bond movie, that feels good.
Okay.
That feels good. You want it to feel good.
Goldeneye.
Going back to happy ending.
That was a happy ending. Thank you, Robin Cole. Should we end on what are resolutions are. Do you have any? Do they matter?
I don't know if I have any. Do you have any?
I feel like I want to paint and convert a sick-ass warband. I've liked it forever. I've never done it. I want to do it.
That's a good one.
Just that one thing.
That's a good one. I want to finish my Golden Demon piece and have it in the case and feel proud about it.
Cool.
I'm not going to say win the Slayer Sword. I'm not going to say that I'm going to win the Slayer Sword this year. It's totally going to be mine and on my wall. That's not what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I just want to finish a Golden Demon piece.
Can you tell what he's thinking, though?
I have no chance, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I want to go in there and be proud of what I paint. That's my goal this year. That is my only one, not related to the YouTube channel. YouTube channel, I don't know what the fuck my goals are.
All right, on to the news. Curse City is coming back? GW, figure your shit out.
Yeah. I dislike that they made this announcement and they didn't have a video where they made this they're back, blah, 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 and they show the shit again. And then they used the Boys Are Back in Town song as the theme song.
Back in town.
Yeah. Guess who just got back today? Those little skeletons that went away.
Oh, nice.
We took them. We didn't have much to say.
The boys are back in town. I don't know the fucking...
So Curse City's coming back. Not only they announced that, oopsie daisy, we fixed the machines. They said that, but also there's coming out with expansions. Holy balls. That's going to be awesome.
I thought we kind of decided that there were obvious expansions that were then just re-skinned to be like AOS products.
I think that Chadakar the Beast and Belladonna Volga.
Did you just unironically call him Chadakar?
Yeah, that's what
without even fucking missing a beat?
Yeah. Well, because Vince says it so much that it's ingrained in my brain.
Okay.
I think that he's like super, because Radikar is the boss monster in Curse City box game. I think Radikar the Beast is like expansion. It was like, oh, he's gone super power.
Exactly. And then Chadukar's mama?
Yeah, Belladonna Volga they're both from the same bloodline, and she is like the queen matriarch of that bloodline.
Right.
So that would kind of make sense too. It's kind of weird. I don't get the timing other than if Curse City, with all the delays and everything, Curse City was supposed to come out earlier, a fair amount earlier than the Soulblight Gravelord's army, which is probably likely. And then enough time will have gone by to where then they could do an expansion like 6 months later, and that's when Soulblight Gravelords would launch, and that's when the models from that range would fit in plus expansion. I'm just trying to think of a logistics standpoint, but it felt like it. Like, why would you make Radikar the last guy in Curse City and then have another version of Radikar? It just felt weird, other than it was part of their thing. Okay. So now, if the expansion is Radikar the Beast, I'm going to be pissed. I want actual new models.
I wonder if the existence of Cursed City is making it so we get less Soulblight Gravelord miniatures, because the gaming models they make never have phenomenal stats for the actual Age of Sigmar game.
No.
So would you rather Cursed City didn't exist and you got a lot more usable units in Soulblight Gravelords, or are you happy with Cursed City's existence?
I thought I was going to burp. I think it was going to be a barf.
I thought you were having a breakdown.
Yeah.
Yours like
good question. There it is. So selfishly, I would like them just to have more units for my army, but
yeah,
I think that I can put my selfish version of me aside, because I haven't even played Age of Sigmar in like 9 months, to understand that I think as a whole it's cooler to have this be a box and it continue, because this aesthetic, this like Transylvanian fantasy is 100% my jam, and I love that. I want that to continue.
Okay. So I just realized you didn't play Age of Sigmar at Vince's house. Is it because you probably didn't want to travel with the models?
All I took on the plane was a backpack. There was no way I did not want to fly with an army.
Okay, I thought for sure you would have played there. Well, he has like 17,000 armies.
Yeah, we talked about that we could do that, but we were balls deep in Golden Demon painting.
Okay.
We didn't really stop till about 9 or 10 p.m. most nights. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I painted later, and then we tested his new game.
Nice.
So, which was fun. So that felt cool.
Okay.
And also, like, you kind of like Warhammer is a mentally exhausting game to play. Let's call a spade here. You don't put all this effort into like building an army and painting it and learning all the rules and understanding all the mechanics of the game to just kind of like sit down and be like, especially when you're going to play against Vince. He's going to crush your face if you do it that way.
That's true.
So, like, if I like made Vince get drunk first, then I'd totally do that. But it requires a certain amount of time and a certain amount of mental investment. And at that point, we're like mentally tapped from like painting all day. So it didn't happen.
Yeah. I've played like 8 or 9 games of Magic the Gathering recently, both of Kickstart and also my buddy made me a vampire themed Innistrad deck. And so I played a couple games of that, and yeah, that is a major difference. It's just that it's so easy to play Magic, and it takes 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It can end in turn fucking 5.
Yeah.
Like at least maybe like half the time. I don't know. So yeah, it's that we were kind of discussing that, like how emotionally invested you get in the outcome of a game, and the whole process leading up to it is so huge, and it kind of just makes the experience possibly negative if you lose or if you're invested in that outcome.
Yeah.
It's bad.
100%.
100.
Sidetrack there. So yeah, Curse City coming back. I think that's awesome. You have something.
I think you know what it is as well.
MCU? Marvel
Cinematic Universe painting spinoff.
What?
Some fan of Squidmars re-edited Endgame. And the
scene where they all come back to join Captain America.
Yes. Captain America in this case is Henry Cavill, which is an unfortunate necessity of the edit because Captain America, I mean, I feel like Sergio Calvo has kind of claimed Captain America as his alter ego. You aren't having any of this. So the bad guy...
You're not from America.
The bad guy...
I can't say my alter ego is Speedy Gonzalez. Fucking A.
The bad guy is the fucking host of that British TV late night show.
Where they talked about it with Tom Holland and...
Because I feel like a couple of mini
Graham
painters... Graham Norton.
I
feel like a couple of mini painters had a bit of a negative reaction to how Graham was talking to Henry about mini painting, myself included.
Because it was a bit undermining.
It totally was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you play with little toys.
It's like, oh, you like that? It's like, fuck you, Graham. Anyways, Graham is the bad guy in this case. He's Thanos. Captain America is fucking Henry Cavill, who's also not American.
Correct.
And then a bunch of various miniature painting YouTubers and whatnot had their faces edited on various superheroes as they arrived. I thought you were Iron Man, but you were Pepper Potts.
Yeah, I was in the rescue suit.
In the Iron Man suit.
Yeah, the rescue suit.
Yes. I will just say you're Iron Man.
Who was? Somebody who actually was Iron Man. I forgot who it was. Maybe there wasn't an Iron Man.
I can't remember actually.
A lot of them are hard to see. So Squiddy comes out and he is Black Panther.
He's Black Panther.
And then all the
Vince is
people
there.
Come to the rescue as Vince is Drax. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Which is hilarious.
There was a lot of people.
It was a lot of people.
It was not an easy thing to edit.
No, and all the tracking of the heads to like move with them.
Yeah.
So you had the most exact one correct. You are Spider-Man.
I'm Peter Parker.
You are the most innocent neighborhood child.
I don't understand this.
Hero.
You are definitely not the only person who said this, but it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Scott should be Spider-Man. Why?
Yeah. So Vince and I had this good discussion
had a good one.
About who each mini painter actually is. Like who would actually be this mini painter.
Okay.
Okay. Which hero would this mini painter actually be?
Gotcha.
And we both were like, yes, you're Spider-Man. You're 100% Spider-Man. Why? Because, I don't know, you're just a honest, all-American boy.
Dude,
you're so fucking wholesome.
what the fuck?
You know, and you're the most, like everybody knows Spider-Man. So everybody knows Scott.
Yeah, okay.
So I said,
thank you. I appreciate that.
And I had some reinforcement here that I am Ant-Man. So, and I like that. I'm good with Ant-Man. Because
Ant-Man is great.
Because Ant-Man doesn't do anything fucking seriously. He's just there and doesn't know how shit works, but it fucking works. And he goes up your beehole and he gets big again. Yes. That's hilarious.
I totally agree.
Vince is Rocket Raccoon.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Because he wanted to be that?
Yeah, that's just him. Like, he's just there for the big guns and do a bunch of weird stuff.
I feel like you could make a claim that Vince is Doctor Strange. I know that Christopher Eichhorn, Treverian, was.
Yeah.
And they definitely have a similar look.
Yeah, but it's not about look. It's about like their persona, the personality.
Yeah, so I feel like, but they both have a claim to the Doctor Strange throne a little bit. We're not going to talk about how any other YouTubers relate to any other Marvel Cinematic characters. So
Vince and I got them all sorted out.
Let's talk about Squig Plushie Will Kill You.
Yeah, so apparently there is this recall from Games Workshop on their Squig plushie that they manufactured. I'm sure it was manufactured in China, and they just sold it at a giant markup. That the fucking thing is a choking hazard. So that's funny. I mean, it happens with toys all the time that they recall them because they're terribly made. So that was that.
Okay.
I think it's newsworthy. So if you are currently listening to this podcast, sucking on the tail of your Squig plushie,
wait, what the fuck? Why did I even say that?
Slowly stop.
Why does that need to be a thing that GW needs to tell people not to do?
I think it's more like there's probably like pom-pom things or some shit on it that's like
extra stuff.
Yeah,
dangly stuff.
Yeah, comes off.
Yeah, don't consume your furry toy.
Yeah.
The next thing, a little bit more serious of a thing, is something called Butterflies for Hannah. Hannah was someone who passed away recently, and this is a painting competition community event that raises awareness for mental health, specifically regarding suicide. So this is a fantastic cause. It's about someone run by someone who is in the community.
It's Hannah's brother that's running this. Witness My Minis.
Witness My Minis. And someone in my Discord was friends with this person and let me know about it and posted it in the announcements area. So yeah, it's a serious thing. It's a serious ailment. Check it out if that means something meaningful to you and you want to support that cause.
Yeah. And so there's going to be more information to come too. So we'll put a link to the Witness My Minis where he made this post on Instagram, but he's going to have updates with more details of everything because this thing is kind of grown bigger than he had expected.
Yeah.
Roman Lapat made trophies for it.
Yeah, I saw he had an article about it. He was involved. Yeah. Roman's always good for stuff like that.
So yeah, and Hannah was an artist. So on his post, it shows some of Anna's artwork, and it's freaking amazing. So we're very sorry to hear about that, but hopefully we can raise some money and we can raise some awareness. So
heck yeah, dude. All right, last thing.
Yeah, let's talk about, you wrote this shit down. Kill Team Tournament? What are you talking about?
It's a Kill Team Tournament. Someone reached out to me advertising their Kill Team Tournament in Baltimore on February 19th to 20th. It has a painting competition called Squad Goals.
Squad Goals. Nice.
Yeah. Great name. Nice. That's the only reason why it's in this. No, I'm just kidding.
Good call on the naming convention.
You
get the cut.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for naming conventions. All right. But yeah. Squad Goals is the name of the painting competition. I'm assuming you paint a squad for Kill Team. It's in Baltimore, Maryland. Check it out around February if you are in the area and you're interested in participating in a gaming event and a painting event in one. I'm assuming you can do one, not the other as well, if you're interested in that.
I'm just laughing because I looked at something you wrote later on in the...
Oh, it's Serena, not Selena. Fuck.
That we're laughing at something that we're going to talk about in the after party,
which is starting right now. Welcome to the end of the episode. We're happy that you stayed with us for the entire journey.
The entirety.
We went a little off the rails today.
We just did some stuff.
Bubbles got a whole backstory.
Yeah, Bubbles is real. Bubbles
in our hearts and minds.
And we learned about Jake Dog.
Yes. Everyone follow Jake Dog on every social media avenue you can because it sounds worth it. Also, follow my dogs because my wife does the same thing. but only on Instagram. Bullet and Crusher.
Bulletandcrusher.com.
Apple, .com. It's just a website that goes to the Instagram.
So we're at the end of this episode, and this is the last day of 2021. So if the world, if what did they call that when the year 2000 rolled over?
Y2K.
Yeah. So if Y2K happens tonight, and we're all in internetless apocalypse tomorrow, and you never see this episode,
I kind of don't mind that actually. It's like a thing outside of my control that prevents me from doing a lot of work that I'm stressed out about. All right.
Well, then you're going to be stressed out about other things.
Yeah.
Like,
but at least that's
how
exciting.
do I feed myself? It's a new journey.
I'll go back to Cray. They'll take me, right?
That's cray. They don't have a business anymore because the internet's gone.
That's true.
So they're
I'm
fucked.
just fucked entirely.
Yeah.
I'm working at Denny's. I'm working at Denny's now.
Okay, let's open our own tendy joint.
Okay.
People will still need tendies.
Wait! We forgot a news item.
What's a news item?
Fucking Jeremy from Blackmagic Craft announced a campaign that he's working on, I believe a Kickstarter campaign, and what he's released is a video that is very fucking sexy. It kind of makes me wish that he just had that kind of music production in every single one of his videos, even though it would take forever. It was amazing. It was cool to see Jeremy work on a thing that was just different than his normal YouTube video and to kind of stretch his legs a little bit, because I loved that video. It was super cool, super moony, had really cool visuals, really amazing sound in it. Check it out. He's announcing a game he's working on that I believe is coming out on Kickstarter.
I got some talking points from Jeremy.
Okay.
Just now, I said, Jeremy, I need talking points right now. We're recording. He's like, okay, dude, here they are. Okay, so, we'll have in the comments below the teaser trailer, which is pretty freaking sweet. The name of the game is Torment. You can't say it without saying in that voice, though. So, ready? Yeah. Scott, say it. Go. Torment. Yeah, see, exactly. It is a miniatures agnostic skirmish game. Ooh. With its own original world, complete lore, and original mechanics. I'm sorry. Did you just say the L word, Jeremy? Please tell me about your game's lore, Jeremy.
It's going to be good.
Okay.
There's no heaven. There's no hell.
There's only torment.
There's just desolation.
Okay. Players will be encouraged to create unique, original sets of minis inspired by the various idols in the world of Torment. So this is some kit bash bullshit. Yeah. Woo. Ah. Woo.
Watch Sean's new video. Get inspired about kit bashing. Make your own little bubbles.
Oh, also the game will come with an accompanying soundtrack.
Hell yes.
Oh, babies. If you like that music in this teaser video, mechanics will be designed to be relatable to RPG players that don't come from a Warhammer background.
That is very cool.
I like that because there's a lot more nuance and depth in game design flexibility in that.
But I also just like how he is a certain kind of person. He's not a war gamer necessarily. He's a role player. He makes terrain for role-playing games. And he's like, I'm going to make this for my people, who I am. And it's a different take. I don't think other war games have that angle specifically, right?
These are my people.
This is my people.
So it's going to use D20 system. And let's face it, ain't a person alive that says, you know what's funner? Rolling a D6 versus rolling a D20. Nobody says that.
No one.
D20s are way more fun to roll.
Way more fun.
Come on.
Wait, is Frostgrave kind of like with that? Did I lie?
I've never played Frostgrave.
Neither have I.
We are not the people to talk about this.
Nope.
And it'll include tarot card type set, which will affect each game turn. So as the tarot turns in the world of Torment. Yeah, that is the 80s hair band version. That's track 6 on the soundtrack.
Okay, I love this.
I like it if this is all just random different music genres where they're just playing riffs and then there's just a person saying Torment.
I love that. I love that the whole thing has an aesthetic. It breathes kind of this evil, little bit of a cult vibe to it. I love that.
Torment is launching on Kickstarter in 2022. And if you follow Jeremy, either you're subscribed to Blackmagic Craft on YouTube or you follow him on Instagram and maybe other places, but those two for sure, you'll get the deets as more info comes out, or you can get signed up for more infotainment on the Kickstarter launch page. Is that how this shit works?
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. What? Yeah.
We just love Jeremy.
What the fuck, Jeremy?
Give us your dollars.
Give me your goddamn dill sauce. When you come up with your new Tenny Sauce 2022 New Year's resolution, I demand a jar.
Yes. With a little bow on it.
A little bow. It says, thanks, guys, for talking about
Charmant! All right. If you like the podcast and you want to support it, there are a number of ways you can do it.
What are those ways, Scott? We can do it. Do it. Say it.
Say it. What you can do that is free is you can tell your nerd friends about our podcast. Be like, hey, there's these two guys. They're definitely cut loose in some way. Check it out. They talk about video games. They talk about Chinese grocery stores. They talk about shrimp boil. You can also enable ads on our channel. There are add-ons on various browsers that allow you to whitelist channels and see ads. We play one every 30 minutes. They're pretty lame, probably, but it gives us like a half of a cent each time you do that.
Wow, that's a good roundup.
You can also do other things.
Buy merch.
Yes. I'm wearing a hoodie. Nope. I'm wearing a sweater right now that has our logo on it.
He's wearing a sweatshirt.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now. Apparently, I just can never get the article of clothing correct.
I forgot to wear one because I woke up this morning and it was too early. So I have a Death Save shirt. So don't buy Death Save shirts.
You can't buy that on our Teespring.
Buy ours instead.
But you can buy this.
Joe Manganiello has enough money.
He does.
Give us your money.
Give us your money. That's a not free way. Another not free way is Patreon, where you get access to an extended episode wherein we talk about things like Tommy. No,
we didn't talk about that.
Fuck. This is terrible. We talk about things like new models from people that we like, things they've painted.
Wow, these are all sentences or portions of them.
They are minis we love from other painters who have painted them really well.
And we will talk about why we love them and what they did well.
Yes.
And why they're awesome.
We also give feedback to a community member. We do one each episode.
Yeah, Serena was this episode.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Selena Gomez.
It's a joke.
Also,
you had to be there. You had to be in the after party to get the joke.
You had to be.
It's a funny joke, trust us.
Yeah, pay for the joke.
Yes.
The jokes, they happen every month.
On an after party.
At least one joke.
One. That's
what we'll commit to.
Bonus joke.
We'll put that on the Patreon. You'll get one joke a month. A bonus joke.
One bonus joke.
You also obviously as a patron get access to the extended episode. I already said that. And fuck. What else do you get, John? Oh, we talk about new things we tried and experimented with and had failures with and successes with. Talk about all that stuff.
Yeah, we do those things.
Also, you get to submit topics for us to discuss.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you get to help us come up with content for this podcast.
All right, you end this thing.
Yeah, so that's a good thing you can do as well. You, if you want to support the podcast by being a member of the Goody PP Nation, you could also just join the Facebook group, Trapped Under Plastic. All the stuff to this episode was by all the Goody PPs that did those things in the Facebook group. And you can learn about other people's, and you can go meet them in real life, like, what's his name in the UK? Phil
Beardmore.
Paul Beardmore. You could meet Paul Beardmore and paint minis with him.
Yeah.
So that's a free thing you can do to get involved as well. I am running out of words. Help me end this, Scott. If you like pina coladas,
just we don't have to keep.
And if until next time, we'll catch you on the